Warning, do not attempt to move on to the next step before you're confident, comfortable, and relaxed with the previous step. I prescribe practicing 3 days a week for maximum results. Hey, welcome back to the Swim Doctor's office. How can I help you today? Well, luckily, I have a cure for that. So for the kick, it's gonna be a sequence of steps. You're gonna start with your chest. Chest is gonna go down, then hips are gonna go down, and then legs are gonna kick. So it's gonna be chest, hips, kick. Chest, hips, kick. Chest, hips, kick. Eventually what you wanna do is you wanna flow. Kind of like waves. So you wanna flow. So like always, start out slow, break it into parts. That way it's easier for you, your brain to process what's going on. And then eventually it's gonna become muscle memory. It's also going to click in your head, which is my favorite part, is when you're swimming and you're learning how to swim, and then all of a sudden, everything that I'm saying, you're just like, oh, yes, that's what he meant. That's what I want for you. So what you want to do is when you're practicing, practice underwater. Obviously come up for air because you're underwater and we're not fish. We can't breathe underwater. So don't try to stay under there for as long as possible. Stay under there until you're comfortable and then come up for air. Do not wait until you can't breathe anymore to come up and take a breath, because then your body's gonna freak out and want air, and that's not always safe. So my recommendation for you is to just go until, maybe count until 5 or 10. It may be a little confusing at first to be counting as you're doing the kicking, but when you get a little bit more comfortable with it, try doing that. That might help, so that you're not just going and going and going until you can't breathe anymore. Little bonus tip for you here. When you're doing the kick, you gotta make sure that both legs and feet are together and moving at the same time. So knees are gonna be together, feet are gonna be together. You want them to be as close as possible. And when you're kicking, they both should be kicking at the same time. Now, when you're kicking, it's gonna be pretty much the same distance as when you're doing flutter kick or freestyle kick. You want it to go about as high as you're kicking with that and about as low as you're kicking with that. You don't want to do huge kicks, and like I said, you don't want to be splashing. So try not to come up super high and try not to kick down super low. It's okay to experiment. You need to be doing something different every time. So try some of the kicks with huge, ginormous kicks. Try it with little, tiny kicks. Eventually, you're gonna find the perfect middle. Now, if this helped you out, please leave a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and hit those bell notifications. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video, and then you can practice it as soon as possible. And come back to the Swim Doctor's office for more cures.